What is going on, you guys? How are y'all doing today? So we're back with another video, and today we're going to be doing a review on the GPR stabilizer. So I've been using this kit for about a month now, or a little bit over a month, and I kind of want to tell you guys about my honest review on it, my honest thoughts, first impressions, and the overall difference that I've noticed using one of these stabilizers. Because let me tell you, the difference has been huge. Side note, I'm extremely frustrated because I just filmed a video and I had over 30 minutes worth of footage that was all good, and then when I go back to look at the footage, it's all basically unusable because somehow, even though my camera is on the exact same settings, now the audio just went all out of whack, even though it's on the exact same settings that I used last time. I do not know why. It's extremely frustrating, and hopefully this one works because I'm just wasting time, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's been annoying trying to get this DJI working just right, and it sounded like my microphone was inside of my motor. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, back to the point of the video, the GPR stabilizer. So if you guys do not know what a stabilizer is, basically it stabilizes your front end from going into what's called a tank slapper or a death wobble, and it keeps your front end way more secure, way more planted, way more safer. Now, what is a tank slapper or a death wobble? So I'm sure you've seen those videos on Instagram. They go pretty viral, where the bars just smack back and forth like this really hard, like that, and it looks like the bike is just losing complete control of itself. And the way to prevent that is to get a stabilizer. Now, on leader bikes and some fairly expensive motorcycles, they do come from the factory, but on pretty much most bikes below that, especially 600s, they do not come with a stabilizer. Now, if you honestly just ride your bikes like very relaxed, don't really push them at all, it's not something that you're gonna necessarily notice or feel the need to buy. That's how I was at first too. I took it really easy on this bike, honestly, for the first bit of my ownership. But then once I actually started to push this bike a little bit harder, performance ride way more, ride on the track, any general just performance riding, then I just really noticed the need for it. And what set me to go buy one as quick as I could is because I got a little bit of a death wobble like this when I was going down the racetrack at 140 kilometers an hour, and it kind of psyched me out a little bit, and I was like, okay, I need to buy one of these. I do not want something like that happening. And specifically on the Yamaha R6, it is in great need of a stabilizer. There are some bikes where it's not as prominent, the need for one, but on this bike, it is really, really, really important to have one. Now let me talk to you about how this GPR kit has been. So it was a little bit over $550. I was able to get it on a discount through a random coupon code I found online. So I got it for like 10% off. So in total, it came out to about like 500 bucks. Which I do understand is a bit of money, but once you guys understand the pros of having one of these, it makes it all worth it over any sort of performance mod that you can get, or exhaust, or whatever. And the install was super simple. I'd say 99% of people could do it. It took me, and it was really easy to do. The only thing that took me time is I just had to swap out this one little rubber grommet, lift up the gas tank, but other than that, everything else took probably about 10-15 minutes. So it's not complicated at all to do. And it was just with basic tools like 4mm Allen keys and 5mm Allen keys. That's like it, man. It's not complicated. Now, in all honesty, before I got a stabilizer, I didn't really notice the need for it that much. I was not expecting the before and after to be so great between getting a stabilizer. It was like a night and day difference, and I was expecting it to be day and afternoon difference. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It was like a night and day difference, and I was expecting it to be way less than that. Like, I was expecting, okay, you know, it's going to be improved, but not to the extent that it did. The stabilizer surpassed my expectations, and it's been awesome. And I had the stabilizer installed before I did my first track day a few weeks back, and on that track I probably was racing for over an hour, and went over 100 miles an hour more times than I can count, and I didn't have a single worry, single feeling like anything was going to happen with the bike in regards to a death wobble, even while pushing the bike over 100 miles an hour, over 120 miles an hour, over 140 miles an hour on the track. I had no fear, no doubts in the bike at all. It gave me a ton of confidence in it to push the bike harder and harder and harder without that fear of losing it. And it just performs so extremely well. Right now I'm going 50 miles an hour, and I'm just gonna shake the bar like this. Like, I'm shaking it with a lot of force, trying to make the bike act up, and it is not budging. Like, you guys, if I didn't have the stabilizer right now, this would crash the bike. But thankfully I have the stabilizer. So I really want to prove it to you. Like, look, just one-handed, 55 miles an hour, and I'm just gonna shake the bar. And it's just 60 miles an hour. And I'm putting a lot of force into it, but it keeps this super stable. Like, nothing. Like, you guys can see here, look. But the bike isn't freaking out how it would have if I had no stabilizer. I'm telling you, if I had no stabilizer, that would literally just make the bike crash. Let me speed up, I'm gonna show you guys again. So, 65 miles an hour, nothing. Super stable. I'm shaking it really hard, you guys. I'm shaking the bars really hard, and it still feels perfectly fine and intact. And I'm only like halfway through the settings. I'm at setting 4, it goes from 1 to 8. So this kit seriously prevents any sort of tank slapper, any sort of death wobble that you could ever get. I have full faith in this GPR kit right here. Like, look, you guys. Nothing. And after installing the stabilizer, it honestly feels like an entirely new front end on the bike. It feels so stable, and it gives me so much confidence as a rider. I honestly have so much more faith in the bike, so much more faith pushing the bike, and trust in it. I think I definitely should have bought the stabilizer way before I did. I think I waited way too long, knowing what I know now. So it's why I want to come here and tell you guys, hey man, don't wait until something happens. So that's why I want to really emphasize it to you guys. Like, don't wait for something to go wrong to then buy what you should have had. Like, don't wait to crash to then buy gear. Don't wait to get a death wobble and crash your bike till you buy one, like me. Thankfully I didn't crash it, but you know what I'm saying. I got a death wobble, and that forced me to really get one. Just be prepared ahead of time. When it comes to your safety, man, it's always worth the money. I know $500, $550 is not a little penny to spend, but trust me, it's all worth it because you guys really will appreciate having that peace of mind. And you're gonna feel it the second you get on your bike. It feels much more stable, and it just kills any of those doubts and worries that you have. One of these stabilizers could seriously save your life, man. Again, I should have known better. I should have bought one way long ago. It's like, again, it's the same point. It's like buying frame sliders and installing them after you already drop your bike. Like, come on, man. You should have done it in the first place. So, please take this advice, you guys. And I'm not paid or promoted or sponsored at all. If this product sucked, I would come out here flat out and tell you guys, hey man, don't buy this. I've done that with other things before. I've talked trash on other things before, only when it's rightfully deserved. But if the product is amazing and performs really well, like this GPR stabilizer does right here, then I'm gonna tell you guys the honest truth. Especially with motorcycles, man. These things are the most fun machines I've ever been on, but also the most dangerous. So anything you can do to up your level of safety while riding, that is money that you will never regret spending. So overall, what are my reviews on the GPR stabilizer? I have zero complaints. I think that's an amazing addition to pick up any stabilizer for your bike. GPR just happens to be the one that I'm running right now, and the one I bought for this R6. Like I said, the fit of this, perfect. The kit came with everything you needed, super simple install. And the performance, it's amazing. And since it's one of these manual ones, you can just change it on demand like this, and then find what's best catered to you. I know when I'm in like tight areas like parking lots or moving it in and out of the garage, I always bump it down so the bars are as least stiff as possible. But once I'm on the highway, then I like to bump it up a couple notches and keep everything up here really tight. Okay, 70 miles an hour, and then just look at this. I'm putting a lot of force into these bars right now, 80 miles an hour, and it's still stable. So this honestly has given me so much more confidence and faith in my bike. And now since having one, I could never go back, and any single other bike that I get that doesn't have a stabilizer, I would definitely pick one up.